Welcome my wonderful waifus and heroic husbandos to another Genshin Impact video. This time we're going to be talking about the Energy Amplifier, what it is, how to do it, and what it gives us in the end as a reward. There's going to be some tips and tricks at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. Now without further ado, let's go! This is going to be the first event of 5 in version 1.5. You have to be AR 20 or above, and there is going to be an event shop available as well in this event for various items including a crown. There are also going to be many primos to be gotten and a free Diona. Now the first part of this event is going to be the Energy Amplifier Initiation. So if you head over to your quest overview, you can see the Energy Amplifier Initiation tab to your left, along with Acts 1 through 3. If you click on one of these acts, you will be greeted with places of interest. If you click on one of these places of interest, you will get a go button as well as all the rewards listed for each place completed. Once you hit that go button, you will be shown a marker on your map. Now the marker is where you need to go to complete the objective, and they can vary in color. A blue marker is the easiest with 1 mutation stone and the smallest number of enemies. Green is a little harder but still has 1 mutation stone and a bit more enemies to fight off. Hey guys, Zekoz from the future here. Just wanted to let you know real quick that it is the other way around. So green is the easiest, blue is the next up. Okay, bye. And purple is the hardest, where you get 2 to 3 mutation stones and the most number of enemies. Now Zekoz, what are these mutation stones you're on about? Well, I'm glad you asked, because the mutation stones are actually quite important because they give the enemies in the area extra attack and resistance to damage. So you need to go and find these red glowy rock things inside of say huts or other places of interest inside the area and destroy them first before you move on to attacking the enemies. Once you clear all the enemies in the area, you can then collect the Irminsul fruit fragments from this blue rock usually in the middle of the area. Each place of interest completed grants you 30 primos each, as well as Mora and XP materials. Now all of these fruit fragments that you collect will be very useful in domains. So each act has a different challenge at the end which you will need to complete in order to unlock a domain in the Twisted Realm. Now the difficulty is actually pretty similar to the Hypostasis Symphony event, where you can select your difficulty and really set your own criteria and overall difficulty, and the reward will be adjusted accordingly. In order to unlock all rewards, you will need a total of 20,000 score. The amount of score you have is actually the total amount of your domain scores added together, so you can't really farm them. You kind of have to get your high scores in every domain to get that 20,000. The Twisted Realm has 4 domains in total. Each has a unique mechanic, which is usually written on the top of the domain page, along with a list of monsters that will appear, so you can adjust your party accordingly. Overall, it's actually pretty similar to how the Spiral Abyss works in terms of how it's set up. Now the Energy Amplifier itself is the meat and potatoes of this entire event. It's where you get all your strength from. So this is where you actually use all of the fractured fruit that you've acquired by clearing the areas of interest. The fractures are split into 2 sections. There's the cores, which are usually the purples, and the splinters, which are the blues and the greens. Each fractured fruit has a different buff, with higher rarities providing stronger buffs. You can only have 1 core, but you can have as much splinters as you want, provided it fits within the number of slots in the Energy Amplifier and you have sufficient motive force. Now what is motive force? Motive force is what limits the amount of fractured fruits you can equip. The higher your character's levels are, the more motive force you have, up to a maximum of 1000 in solo and a bit more in co-op. If you're lacking, you can borrow up to 3 of your friends' characters for additional motive force. So now with all these different parts of the event aside, let's hop into the event shop. So in here you use the fractured fruit data that you collect from clearing domains to buy items in the shop. I would focus on getting the crown first, and then the free Diona, and then the primos. Then after that, the rest is really up to you. And if you can complete the entirety of all the domains and get sufficient score and therefore more fractured data, then you can buy up the entire shop, which I highly recommend. You can also get fractured data from clearing all the places of interests in your Acts 1 through 3. Now let's move on to the quickfire round with some tips and tricks. Number 1, use a claymore or geo attack to destroy the mutation stones quicker. Using a spear or something else will take you forever. Number 2, when destroying the mutation stones, try not to attract aggro. Destroy them before you fight any mobs to make your life just a little bit easier. Number 3, when you unlock a domain, put it on the easiest difficulty first to quickly clear it and get an easy 60 primos for that first clear objective. And finally, number 4, use your fractured fruits to enhance your party's strengths, but also to make your life in domains easier by adapting to it. For example, the first domain is geo-focused, so Star Crystal Dance would be useful here to take advantage of all the geo reactions happening. So that is it for the video, everyone. I'm really hoping that this was helpful, and I will be covering more of the events later down the line for 1.5, some how-to guides, some tips and tricks and all of that, so make sure you come back and check them out. Have a wonderful night, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you may be from. My name is Zekoz, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!